It's a good cup of coffee. I'm going to have a link down below in the description box just to the basic Reddit for WWE. And that's it. I'm not going to have a link to each individual post here. We'll just credit everybody in one sentence that have shared their thoughts this week, today. So here we go. First day of the year. Happy New Year. I am going to do my best to be in a good spot mentally to try and upload more often random stuff, whether it's Reddit, more gameplay, other than just predominantly doing SmackDown Raw. I know I say that a lot, but I'm really working on that. So, today we have a few things here. We've got, I don't remember this pay-per-view at all. There's a upcoming pay-per-view that is named Over the Edge. And the reason you may have never heard of it before is because, well, it only happened twice. Back in May of 1998 under the In Your House show from WWF. And then, sadly, May 23rd, 99, which is when Owen Hart tragically fell to his death. And then after that, in subsequent years, the pay-per-view event that took its spot in that slot was called Judgment Day. That's why you may not have heard of it. Seth is absolutely killing it on the mic time and time again. And I agree. He's doing good. He's doing great. And he's doing fantastic. I just haven't been buying the level of hate that he's been having for CM Punk. But that's a separate issue. I've already addressed that. But yes, on the mic, whether I think he's a little bit all over the place in terms of his directed hate towards CM Punk, like I said, he is absolutely slaying it on the microphone. There's no doubt. I don't think there's a lot of people really that would think he sucks. I mean, there's always going to be that person, and that's okay. They're allowed to think what they want. Can one enjoy WWE alone? I used to be a huge WWE and John Cena fan as a kid. I've never been to an event. I'm now 24 and in Toronto where the Elimination Chamber is supposed to happen. This will probably be my last chance to see Cena. But I can't find anyone who likes it enough to go along with me. I'm here. Should I go alone, and will I enjoy it as much? Me, honestly, my take on this is pretty simple. It's going to depend on your personality. Me, I don't like being around other people. I have only ever been to one wrestling event in my life. It was not televised. It was when I was living in Newfoundland in 1993. I got to see people like Jake the Snake Roberts, Macho Man, the Brooklyn Brawler, Hulk Hogan, stuff like that. It was pretty incredible. I think if you've never been to one and it's going to be your last time seeing John Cena and that's like a big deal for you, that would be a big deal for me. You definitely, everybody's different. You shouldn't need somebody by your side to enjoy it with. You're going to have a whole arena with you. You don't need to know them personally. Remember, strangers are just people you haven't met yet. You're all going to share something in common, regardless of what your political beliefs are or any wild thing like that I bring up sometimes on my other channel. You share one common thing together that's going to bond you together. You're in that same arena sharing it. And even if I was with somebody that I knew, I wouldn't be looking at them or talking to them. I'd be talking to them after the fact. But again, that's just me personally, from somebody that thrives best in very small groups, not big groups. Do it. Go see it. Like this person's going to see my video, but okay. Did you know there's some WWE fans that don't understand what Raw not being on television next week means? I mean, it first debuted, by, like it says there, which I remembered, 1993. It'll be the first time that it's actually not televised on cable television and just a streaming platform. But let's read what they say. There was a post on social media that says that last night was the last Raw episode to be broadcast on cable television because it's moving to Netflix January 6th. 2025. Some users mention that Raw has already left USA before back in 2000 when it went to TNN Spike up until 2005. And then while that was true, technically the show was still on TV. It was just on a different channel. Raw on Netflix means it won't be shown on any network on TV. For the first time since its debut in 93, the show has been on TV for its entire existence up until next week. But apparently some folks don't know the difference between cable television and streaming platforms. Well, it's because in this day and age, for a lot of people, they're just one and the same. I turn on my TV, I could see cable or Netflix or anything, so it makes no goddamn difference to me. Someone said here, posts like this are stupid. You aren't saying anything other than attacking people who arbitrarily don't know what you're talking about. And I kind of agree with that. And somebody says people are idiots. Some people complain that not everything's from the archives is on Netflix on day one. Well, no shit. Well, it's because there has been no mention, excuse me, as far as I know, that they are going to bring everything over to Netflix. I don't know enough about that. But this does seem like a useless post, the way it was worded, in my opinion. Ivar was really amazing on the mid card. I guess he's a top card now because he's a tag team champion. Was actually hoping he'd have a run at the IC Championship, but unfortunate that this was during the Gunther reigns. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that he's really good. He's an example of somebody that you can't judge by how he looks, because we'll do that oftentimes. If you don't look like a pretty boy like Chad Gable, sometimes we just have that image. Where is Valhalla? I need to know. It's bugging me. They need to bring her back with the antlers. I don't care if they're the War Raiders and they're not the Viking Raiders. Bring her back. So yeah, he's great. I mean, yeah, like he's always been great. Now they went through that surgery, him and Eric, and they're just delivering a spectacle. Simple as that. And I don't think you're going to see a lot of people making fun of him or saying he sucks. WWE hates tag team names before they come to the, probably for copyright. Oh, Viking Raiders. Oh, I've never thought of that. Really? Copyright reasons? He's always been impressive for a man his height, and that's true because he doesn't look, no offense, athletic. He did amazing backflips, has a great aura. While the Viking Raiders was cool, I think Ivar would have gone far as a single mid-carder. Ivar is what you get when you invest in Aid Carter. That has great potential. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what that means, Aid Carter. Moving on. He's great. For those who were watching the WWF in the mid-90s, what were your reactions and thoughts at the time of a young Hunter Hearst Helmsley debuting in 95? Did you think he would have went as far at the time or not really? I didn't think so because he was cringy. His promos were kind of... Now, again, this is scripted, and I'm going to elaborate in a moment here. I watched some of his promo. He did good for the style. Him with Mr. Perfect. But you know what? It was cringy, but it definitely wasn't his main calling. I mean, he looks like fucking Ric Flair there. You know, Ric Flair actually used to have that same kind of hair and that same kind of physique way back in the day. So he's like a Cody Rhodes. I'm going to use Cody Rhodes because he's very current, like literally the current champion. And I think most people that are watching wrestling, even if they're new to the product, are going to know who Cody Rhodes is. They may not know much about this persona that Triple H had back in the day. I always thought Cody Rhodes was really cool. I always enjoyed him, just really liked him, seemed like a nice guy. But I can't, for reasons beyond my control, I can't always guess what's in you if you don't showcase it. So Cody Rhodes back in the Undashing days, or when he was with Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr., I'm forgetting their little group name for some reason. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Not Evolution. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The point is, back then, I never would have been like, oh, yeah. Then when he did Stardust, I was like, man, he's doing really good at Stardust. And then that's when I really noticed that he's versatile and stuff like that. Not that I didn't think he was versatile before, but you have to remember too, he cut that one promo on The Rock years ago, about a decade ago, was it? Where it's like, if I want to have a mustache on my face, I'm going to have a mustache. Because The Rock was like, what is that? It looks like a dead caterpillar on your lip. Okay? It was funny. It was cringy, but it definitely didn't do Cody Rhodes any favors. My feelings were the same with this. Back then, when this was it, I was just like, whatever. Of course, I didn't think... You've got people that you can sense have it in them to be a superstar, become nothing, and people that don't seem to be able to come up to become something, end up being something. So it's literally a flip of a coin. So I never really gave it much thought up until I saw this article, or this post rather, on Reddit, and I went back and thought about it, watched some of the old vignette promos, and went, oh shit, yeah, I remember that. I was like, yeah, I never would have thought he would have gotten the elevation that he got. Nor did I know he was just that good on the microphone with the intensity and all that kind of stuff. Because he probably always did have it in him. Just like Cody Rhodes and some of the other people. They just weren't always able to showcase it. Or maybe perhaps they just didn't have it in them at the time. Look at Roman Reigns cutting promos on John Cena the first time. That did not go well. He got massacred because he just didn't have it. That was something that he built. Did Cody Rhodes have his Shakespearean-like promo ability this whole time? Maybe, and we just didn't know it. Sometimes I feel like that's not really something you can learn. You either have it or you don't. You could probably learn it, like some of it, like you can learn to act. But naturally, people that have that God-given talent, as people would say, that'll trump any training that you can take, I would think. So yeah, I never thought he would reach these heights. Whereas when it comes to Kurt Angle, what were your thoughts on the young and upcoming Kurt Angle? Made his debut in WWF at Survivor Series of 99. Did you think then that he would become something special and a future champion at the time that he came in, not now looking back then? And you see with him, I was saying, I don't know if he's going to be something big because that has to do with WWF/WWE, what they want to do with said talent. But I knew he had it in him from the very, very get-go. Plus, he won a real gold medal with a broken freaking neck. That's not even a gimmick. That, like, actually happened. Yeah. I knew, like, he just, you know what I mean? Like, right out of the gate, it was like, oh, yeah. This is it. And again, it's not an insult for me to, like, say to you, wasn't really seeing that potential. That's not an insult at all. It's just an observation. But yeah, I always felt that with him. Absolutely. Thoughts on this man? I mean, you look back. I don't have a script. You see what happens when I don't have a script? You look back like a decade or so, and you see yourself watching Ryback versus 3MB. Okay? Dude from Wendy's, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre. And that is where, first of all, the Claymore kick was born. Because of a goof up, because of his tight pants, he thought he was going to rip his ass in half. So he brought up the other leg instead of just bringing up the one boot, and it became the Claymore, which is really just a shotgun drop kick. And he got, he got jobbered. Him and two other people, one that would become a world champion, Jinder Mahal, who's taken much more seriously now than in the early days. And he lost along with those two to Ryback. Now it's very believable with his physique, his aura, again, the vibe he gives off, the increase in physiqueness. He's very believable that if you put him in the ring now with Ryback, it would be a slaughter fest back and forth. You wouldn't believe for a second that Ryback could just squash him, let alone him and Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. So wow, have times changed. I love Drew. He gets hate, but I can't help but like him. He came a long way, plus the CM Punk feud was... It's true, and I said that, I think, in my video yesterday. Remember when I was talking about the Seth Rollins thing with CM Punk, that feud, how I'm just kind of like not really getting it because of the timing? His speech would have been perfect, like I said, when Punk first came back, which he started to go on about. But then I think there was injuries again. I can't remember on both of them or just CM Punk, whatever. And it never came to fruition. Now I feel like, wow, you're still that angry? It's been a year. Anyhow, this guy, who is giving him hate? I mean, kayfabe, right? But that aside, I think most people, even if they're like booing him, you know, at the show, they are genuinely respecting him and they're not hating him. I just don't see it. Nothing bad being said about him backstage, about being difficult or anything like that. Puts on great matches. He's not constantly injuring people. So I don't know what hate he would be getting or heat or I really don't. I mean, we could take a quick look. Drew is currently smashing it. Oh, somebody said bland and boring. I mean, and that's always going to happen. He's going to murder the entire OG bloodline. He needs to cool it on the presses. He might wind up with a pectoral tear. Best WWE performer currently, Smash next. My thought, this is some of the best work I've seen from Drew. His promos have been amazing, especially with his feud with Punk. Big handsome bastard from Scotland. GOAT, second to CM Punk. Needs more fan fiction. He's a good wrestler, but the character he plays makes him sound like a crybaby. Yeah, I mean, you're always going to get that, no matter who it is. You could be Elon Musk and, like, give everybody in the world $1 million. Make every single person on the planet a millionaire. And you would still have some people that hate him or whoever would be doing this act of kindness. Wait, you think you buy me? You think you're special now because you made me a millionaire, bitch? I don't need your fucking money. Like, you're always going to get people like that regardless. He's an absolute incredible talent. Vince saw something in him. Not much came of it in the beginning. Left, came back like Punk did, like Cody did. And sometimes that rejuvenates, does something to their career. And it's incredible to see. So yeah, he is going to have an amazing, amazing legacy. One that I would say is absolutely worthy of a Hall of Fame career. Because we sometimes throw that word around a little loosely, right? We do that. Well, I don't. I just mean, right? And that's it. How long was this? Oh, 18 minutes. But you know something? I enjoy doing these. I think I've mentioned this before. I think one of the reasons I enjoy making these types of videos more than any other on my channel is quite simply because, A, there's no script. It's just my thoughts in that moment, reading individual posts. Okay? And then I'm not using a controller because I'm not playing 2K24, so I'm not being distracted, right? And I don't have to remember looking at my notes, like I said, what happened during the match, what was a highlight I liked during the match. This is just like off the top of my head. The only negative thing I don't like about Reddit posts like this, because I do like a lot of them here, I'll do like a good half a dozen per video, is that I could end up rehashing some things that I've talked about before. So like, thoughts on this man, very generic. Just, hey, what's your thoughts on him? Not what's your thoughts on him at Elimination Chamber 2024. Just what's your thoughts on him? I'm sure I've spoken about Drew McIntyre before. So there could be some posts that kind of repeat. But then what I'm saying might be different because in that moment, I could potentially be thinking differently. Right? Where something like this, I think I would remember that potentially. Or maybe not. But yeah. Yeah. There you go. So anyways, like I said, I hope you are all having a great New Year. Hope you had good holidays, good Christmas, all that stuff. If you celebrate that stuff, if not, then whatever. You don't celebrate it, that's fine. First day of the year, first video, starting off with, like I said, one of my favorite types of videos. Tomorrow is Thursday. I am hopefully going to do a 2K24 video, probably just universe mode, classic mode, nothing fancy. Just going to be playing. I'm not going to be acting out and getting all overly dramatic to try to make it funny or cringy. I'm just going to be myself playing a game. I'm not saying that that's entertaining, but it's what I do sometimes. I've only, made like 10 or 11 videos in a whole year on universe mode. I've made a lot of videos on 2K24, but generally speaking, when I do, it's informative videos like how do you copy movesets, how do you change the tires, alt the tires, how do you rename them, things like that, how I go about setting up my universe mode, and things like that, because that can actually help out your gameplay experience. Just watching me go, oh shit, did you see that elbow drop? Unless I'm like Dave Chappelle funny, there's really no value to those kinds of videos. They're filler content, to be honest with you, because I'm not a comedian. I'd like to think I have my moments where I'm funny at times. I do cringe Batman impressions on my main channel that I personally think sometimes are a bit funny because I've actually made myself laugh. So it's either it's funny, I'm a narcissist, or I'm a funny narcissist. So yeah, that's enough talking. Oh my God, 22 minutes? Longer than a South Park episode. Thumbs up as always if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with that algorithm and trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up on the internet. You didn't like it? That's okay. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off inside of your mouth, and then you'll get the Drew McIntyre Claymore right in the hand. Don't ask. Trying to be a little different this year. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Unlike the other YouTubers that'll say, make sure you smash like and sub, bro, so that you never miss it's like, bitch, it's 2025. People know how YouTube works. Trust me, if somebody likes your ass this much, you don't need to remind them or tell them to subscribe. They are going to do it. They're going to find a way to keep up with you. Take care, and until next time, bye for now.